Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Saturdays with Steph. Today, we are going to be sewing up our Easter eggs for Easter. I love these. They're so much fun and easy and a great way to use scraps for all you who like to have scraps out there. I'm not a big scrap person, you guys know that, but I did have a bunch of scraps left over from rock candy. And so that's why I decided to make these. And they're a lot of fun. They go together really fast and easy. I've got to make 4 more. So I started one today. I haven't zigzagged it yet. So that will be what I'm working on today. Plus, I'm going to start a whole nother one. So gather your supplies. You just need some scraps that are as wide as the egg, or a little wider than the egg. And then you're going to need some interfacing just to make it a little bit stiff. And your egg template, which I posted in my blog, and it's at the top of the chat. So if you still need the egg template, you can grab it there. Some backing fabric that is bigger than the egg, just so we can quilt this thing. And then you'll need a sewing machine with zigzag. So I'm going to start off with my straight stitch machine with the quilting, and then I'm going to bring out my zigzag machine, which I actually already have set up here in front of me. So yeah, so I'm going to see who's here and then we'll get started. I'm really excited to make these eggs. Oh, before we get started though, let me see, what did I do with it? Oh, so for next week's project, we're going to make some shamrocks. So here's what the shamrock is going to look like. I'm going to put 4 of these together and make a tabletop like hot pad for, our dining room table. And so I'm going to need those. I'm going to make 4 of these. But you guys can make these, make one of them and make them into a coaster or whatever you want to make with them. But I'll show you how to make the shamrocks next week. But if you're going to make yours into a tabletop hot pad like I am, you'll need some of this polytherm fleece. And you can get this. This is by Bolzel, but lots of brands have the that specialty fleece that you can use inside oven mitts and things like that. So this is next week's project. Really excited about that. And I will have the fabric requirements and everything you need for this on my blog probably tomorrow. So make sure you're checking my blog because I put a lot of information there. I haven't updated actually in a really long time until just a few days ago for the eggs, but I'm going to start putting project information there so you guys can find things and can get fabric requirements and things like that. So that's happening next Saturday right here on my channel at 5 o'clock. Tomorrow on my good friend Shannon's channel, Slay Arts, at 11 a.m., she's going to start Rock Candy, my quilt, one of my quilt patterns that I released a few weeks ago. I'm super honored that she asked if she could do a sew along, and I can't wait to see that. And I'll be there tomorrow. So if you guys want to see my quilt, I have it quilted. I need to bind it yet, so I don't know if I'll have it bound before tomorrow, but I have it quilted and I will have it hanging on the wall behind me tomorrow. So if you guys want to see that, come on over to Shannon's channel. And for those of you sewing along, I cannot wait to see your fabrics. So don't forget to tomorrow, hopefully post those fabrics in the Facebook group. I would love to see them. It's always fun for a creator a pattern designer to see their pattern in different fabrics. So really excited about that. So hello to everybody here. Christine, good to see you. You were first a while ago. And then Linda's here. Good to see you, Karen. Let me see. Sorry, the computer's way over there and the print is that big. So just give me a second. Quick Temper. Hello, Sally. Hi, Sally. Evelyn's here. Shelly Stewart's here. Hi there. Catherine's here. Good to see you. Philip is here. Dolores is here. Sean's here. Hey, Sean, the guy who sews. Ingrid is here. Josie's here. And it's good to see everybody. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on these eggs. They take no time at all, I promise. So again, the template it's just a printed piece of paper. I put the link for that at the top of the chat. It's in a blue box. So if you need the template, the egg template, you'll need that. You'll need your interfacing, which is just a piece bigger than the egg, and your backing fabric. And then I've got just some scraps. I cut some like 2.5 inch strips. I can't remember if they're 2 or 2.5 from my leftover fabric from rock candy. And I'm just going to sew these together and we're going to make the egg. So let me turn on my other camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Hi, Jeannie. Or Jean, I'm sorry. Hi, Lavina. Good to see you. Let me pop over here and get this other camera on. I hope you all are having a great weekend. It's been busy here, but I can't believe it's March. Where did February go? I just I can't believe it. I feel like February just disappeared. Okay, start video. Oop, there we go. Start video. My mouse is acting funny. Um, thanks, Ingrid. Hi, Celia. Good to see you. Um, I don't know where in the world February went, but I'm glad March is here. It's still a little bit chilly in Ohio, although it's going back and forth between cold, like it's supposed to snow tonight. We're supposed to get lake effect. And then on Tuesday, it's supposed to be 60 degrees. So really strange weather we're having here. But I'm really excited that it's almost spring. I'm looking forward to a little bit warmer temperatures, some sunshine, hopefully, fingers crossed. The eclipse is coming up, which is a big deal here in Ohio because we're getting the full eclipse and we're getting the longest amount of time of the eclipse. So that's all everybody's talking about. So all that's coming up in March or in April. Plus the Millersburg retreat, which is my very first retreat was in Millersburg. So this is the third annual one. So I'm really excited for that. Okay, so I should probably say what I'm doing here. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lay out a bunch of strips. I probably don't need this many to make the egg. Here's one of my eggs that I've already done. Um, as you can see, I'm just laying out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips. And I believe these were 2 inches, maybe. Looks like 2 1/4, 2 1/4 inches. So I just have 5 2 1/4 inch strips, and I didn't worry about how like long they were or anything like that. I just cut them wider than the egg. So that's how that is. So I'm just going to sew all these strips together. That's the first thing we're going to do. Um, Ingrid said, looking forward to sewing up rock candy. I'm so excited. I heard that you're sewing along with us, Ingrid. So I can't wait to see what fabric you picked. Hi, Beverly. Good to see you. Let's see. Charlotte, hey, good to see you. Hi, Peggy. Nice to see you. All right, so we're just going to sew these together. Just a 1/4 inch seam allowance, just a regular old quilting seam allowance. And I do have 2 sewing machines in front of me. I'm sewing on my straight stitch for this part, and then this machine over here, which you guys can see in the down camera, is my machine that does a zigzag. So I'm just gonna finger press these for now, and then I'll press them all after I have all these strips together. This is really a no fuss project. You can really throw scraps together and not worry if they're perfect or anything like that, as long as they're bigger than your egg. I kind of like projects like this where it doesn't have to be so precise. Celia said, hopefully you'll have a clear day for the eclipse. Well, you never know. You never know here in Ohio. We could be snowing, we could be raining, we could be clear. So it should be interesting to see. But we will get the darkness despite whatever weather's going on. So it'll be interesting to see, have 4 minutes of complete darkness or complete, yeah, in the middle of the day. So we are definitely not planning on going anywhere that day because our county alone is expecting a million visitors. So we're not really equipped to handle that many people in this county. So I think it's going to be kind of a mess out on the roads. So I plan on sewing and during the eclipse going out on our back deck and looking at the eclipse and then coming back in and sewing again. All righty. Oh, thank you, Ingrid. We're putting that in. Ingrid, would you mind popping in Shannon's channel too when you get a second? I would appreciate that. Just so they know where to go for tomorrow for rock candy. Hi, Sue. She said, I'm hand sewing the binding on Shannon's paper piecing project. Oh, awesome. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you. I was going to try to do this without magic juice, but Just can't do it. It's a habit now. It's like a drug. I have to use magic juice. All right. Now let's press this critter. I should have an eclipse live. That would be fun, Sean. Yeah, that would be. That would be fun. I have to go outside to show everybody. We'll see. We'll see if it's not snowing or raining. That might be good. You never know. Okay. So I'm just pressing all of these one direction. Hey, Stephanie and everyone, in the midst of trying to clean my machine innards, de-dustifying. Hi, Russ. Little thread right there. So I'm just going to take that off. All right. So now, if I sewed this correctly, this egg should fit. Yep, right there. So before I do anything else, I'm going to use my interfacing to this. I believe this is SF101. But don't quote me because it was in a bin where I keep all my excess like little bits and pieces. But I typically use SF101 most of the time for my interfacing, so I'm pretty sure that's what this is. But I'm going to go ahead and fuse this piece that I just sewed to the interfacing first before I do anything else. So grab the ironing board. And make sure the shiny side is towards your fabric. You don't want it towards your ironing board or you're gonna have some fusing or some interfacing fused to your ironing board. And make sure you're just using one-sided interfacing. I have made that mistake before. Thought I had one-sided and I had two-sided, and then I ended up with a project stuck to an ironing board. I need to do that too, Russ. Thanks for the reminder. Cleaning machines, yes. I clean my machine pretty regularly with my straight stitch. What I forget to do is I forget to change the needle. And I don't know why. I mean, relatively speaking, compared to thread and fabric and everything else, needles are really inexpensive. But I don't know why. I forget to change my needle. So that I need to probably set myself a reminder on my phone for every couple of days. They say you should change your needle after every 8 hours of sewing. And I sew at least that much, definitely within 2 days. Sometimes if I'm sitting here sewing all day, like on our Wednesday sew days with Steven, I sew for 8 hours that day. So um, I need to probably set a reminder on my phone, maybe 3 times a week, and change my needle. So oh, thank you, Ingrid. She put the link in for Shannon's channel. So if you want to go over there, if you are not subscribed to Shannon, although I bet most of you are because y'all know her and she's amazing. But if you want to go over there and subscribe and hit the notification button, you'll know when she goes live tomorrow at 11 a.m. She's going to be sewing up rock candy. Ingrid's going to be with her. I'm going to be with her. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, everything's in the process of changing. I ran out of another spool, so it's a full cleanification. That's a good way of thinking about it. If you go through a spool of thread to do a deep clean on everything, and if your machine like mine takes oil, do a oiling and all that kind of stuff. So good thought. All right, so now I'm just going to take a pen or whatever marking thing you like. Doesn't matter. I'm going to put it on the back of this interfacing so it's not going to harm the fabric. And put your egg any way you like. If you want it like this one I did where the stripes were a little bit more tilted, I just turned my egg. This one I'm just going to do straight, but I'm just going to trace around my egg on the back side, the interfacing side. Okay, so I've got an egg shape on there now. Now I'm just gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut that out. So you can save this egg shape for other eggs. I've used it for all of them so far. You can tell with all the lines on it. I'm not exactly like the best drawer, so I kind of go on the paper sometimes. But just gonna cut this out now. You can do this without interfacing if you want to, but it just gives it a little bit more body. It's definitely making it easier to cut out. It would be harder to cut this if the fabric was kind of just flopping all over the place. So, or if you don't want to use interfacing and you're a starcher, you could just starch the heck out of it and make it stiff that way. Okay, there's my egg. So got that one. Now I'm going to grab my backing fabric and we're going to put this together and quilt it. So you can either do stitches like this one, like I did a crosshatch on that one, but this one I just stitched in the ditch, and I'll probably do the same thing with this one. It's just really quick and easy, and I've made two that are done, and then this one I need to zigzag around the edge, so we'll do that together today. And then this one, and then I have to make two more because I have 6 people in my family. So I'm just gonna do the stitch in the ditch on these ones because my boys don't care what they look like. So it's more fun for me and Sarah. And I'm just spraying 505 and I'm going to stick this right to my backing fabric. Now, if you don't like 505, you don't want to use 505, you don't have to. You can just take this over to your machine and stitch. I just like that it sticks it in place, but I know that some people don't like to use 505 and that's okay. Okay, now that that's stuck, Quick Temper said, thanks so much to the link for Shannon's channel. I just subscribed. Oh, yay, great, thank you. Ingrid said, I didn't know changing your needle was a thing until I started watching YouTube. I only changed my needle if it broke. I had a friend a couple years ago that had a sit-down long arm, and she had it for probably 5 or 6 years, and she was skipping stitches, and she goes, what do you think's wrong? And I said, how long has it been since you changed your needle? She goes, you have to change your needle? She really honestly didn't know that she had to change her needles. So yes, you have to change your needles. So that's funny. Let's see. I have some 2.5-inch half square triangles, create a pinwheel in the center and work from there. Ooh, that's going to be nice, Brett. Awesome. That's going to be really pretty, actually. That would make a cute placemat. Yes, you could actually make these eggs bigger and turn them into placemats, or you could take these eggs and applicate them on to a placemat or onto even a table runner or something like that. You could do lots of stuff with these eggs. So, hi, Shirley. Oh, have to go to work. Well, I hope you have a good day at work. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, you can make all kind of cute things with these eggs. You can applicate it onto like a bigger piece of fabric, like and make, like somebody said, a placemat, or you can take several of these eggs and line them up side by side, and or maybe even do one of these deals where you put them like opposites and put them on it or like that and put them on like a table runner. I think that would be really cute. So yeah, good ideas. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and quilt this. I'm just going to stitch in the ditch here between the colors just to hold it together. I'm not trying to do anything fancy. Yeah, okay. think I got answered all the comments. I don't have matching thread in, so I'm trying to go right in the ditch so you can't really see the threads too much. But if you want yours to show for like a more decorative thing, that works too. Okay, so it's all stitched up. You see the threads on the back a little bit. And now all I have to do is trim this excess away, which I'm going to do with my scissors. I'm not good at doing a rotary cutter around circles. I tend to like cut into the project, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to use scissors and just cut right up next to the egg. And then we'll just zigzag these and then we're done. That's how fast these are. It's only 5:20 and we're going to have some eggs done already. It's a fun project. The shamrock will take us a little bit longer next week. But it's also going to be a quick, fun project. So I'm looking forward to that one too. Okay. There we go. That's all cut out. So now all we have to do is zigzag around, and I have 2 of them to do. Zigzag around the edges. And what I would do if you're going to zigzag around these, if you're somebody who uses zigzag all the time, and you know right away like what settings you want as far as the size and all that stuff, have at it. But if you're not like me and you don't zigzag very often, I tested out on some scrap fabric to see what size I liked and what would look good. So I would recommend doing that first. I'm gonna pull out my zigzag machine here. This is my little machine. She gets used at retreats, but not much other than that. So we're gonna give her a spin today. Give her a chance to come out and play. And I'm going to slow that down. That is going really fast. Okay. This machine has a stop-start button, which is nice because I don't have to have the foot pedal because I really don't have space with my other machine sitting here and everything else. Okay. I'm just going to go right on the edge, zigzag all the way around. In a couple of weeks' time, not probably 3 Saturdays from now, we're going to be making a rope bowl. If you want to come over and make a rope bowl with me, you just need to get some 100% cotton clothesline. And I'll be bringing this machine out again because you have to also zigzag for that. So I'm just gonna backstitch at the end here. And that's it. All right. There's one egg done. See how fast those go together? So nice. You can make them like if you're having a big party at your house for the holiday, make a bunch really, really fast. So that's number one. I'm going to do the second one. Oop. I'm just going to use the same thread for each one. I have a light purple in here. These are pastel colors, and I don't care that it doesn't match perfectly. So it'll just sort of add to it, to the colors. Red stuck there. There we go. I'm using a Janome 3160 right now. Somebody asked what machine I'm using. I usually use my 1600 or HD9. They're straight stitch machines for quilting. But I have this guy for these types of things. For things you need zigzag for, or buttonholes or something like that. Decorative stitches. I don't use very many decorative stitches now that I have my longer machine, so. But I used to. Just one package of clothesline, yep, that'll do. 50 yards or more, or 50 feet or more, I'm sorry. The package I use is 100 feet, and I can usually get one rope bowl, some coasters out of it. It's enough for more than one project if you get the 100-foot. But I would get at least 50 feet if you want to make a decent size bowl. That will be on the 30th, so that won't be until the last Saturday of the month. But I figured when I had the zigzag machine out, I would mention it. Because you need a zigzag for that as well. Okay, there we go. What size zigzag did I use? Okay, so each machine is different, and that's kind of why I didn't want to tell you what size I used. But mine is, the settings are 3.5 wide, and then a 1 as far as the stitch length. So, and there's that one. So I don't know if you guys can see the stitches. Let me grab this one. It might show up more on the pink. There you go. So you can see sort of the width of my stitches. There you go. So really quick and easy. It is 5:30 and I finished 2 eggs. Well, the one I had already kind of done, but we put 1 egg together and we zigzag 2 of them. So I think you can make a whole bunch of these really, really fast. I'm starting to get an egg collection. I need to make another one with some yellow in it because that's really sunshiny and happy. I really like that. So I've got 4. I need to make 2 more for my table because we have 6 people. So, but I've used the same template for all of them, and it looks like we stack them together. Yeah, they're coming out the same size because they're all stacking, which is nice. I love them. I hope you guys like them too. I love making rope bowls. Made a bunch for Christmas last year. Yes, we did them at this machine back. We did them at one of my retreats, and they were so much fun. And Russ, actually, I was talking to Russ about it, and he said that he had never made a rope bowl. So I thought, well, I will do one on my channel. And I think I've actually done one before, maybe. If I did, it's been a long time, but I'm going to put another piece into that, is that I'm going to actually dye my rope. Now, I don't expect you guys to dye your rope. We were at QuiltCon and I saw some dyed rope there, but it was really, really expensive. And I thought, yeah, I picked it up because it was so pretty. I love the color. It was like a blue, but I couldn't justify spending the amount of money that they were asking. So I'm actually going to dye my rope, but the only way you can do that with RIT dye is if you get a 100% cotton. So I'm going to explain that a little bit, how I did that, in case you guys are interested in doing that, and then we'll sew the rope bowl together. So it'll be a lot of fun. You have to have a machine with Zigzag, though, to do that, and that's on the 30th. Next, if you weren't here at the beginning, next week we're going to be doing these little shamrocks. So that's going to be next Saturday. And I'm going to turn mine into a tabletop, like a trivet type thing, like a hot pad. So I grabbed this batting, this Polytherm fleece by Buzzle. And I know that Pellin makes some like this and other brands make this stuff, but make sure you get the one that's like for pot holders. So I'm going to put like 4 of these guys together and then make that. So we're going to do that next Saturday, and I will put those fabric requirements up on my blog tomorrow. And then the following Saturday after that, which I believe is the 23rd, I will be sewing with Shannon. We're just going to work on some whips, some UFOs that we have. Both of us have too many projects that we're behind on, so we're going to play a little catch up. And then the 30th is where we're going to do the rope bowls. So let's see. Russ said, hopefully I'll get some rope before your rope bowl live. Yes, you have. Well, you have till the 30th. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at the dollar store. I like there's one made by the Gypsy Quilter. It's Gypsy Quilter clothesline. It's 100 feet long. See if I've got some here. Hold on. Yep. There we go. Comes in a pack like this. Now you don't need 100 feet for a rope bowl. You could do 50. I can get a rope bowl out of this, and I can get a couple coasters and sometimes a trivet, depending on how big I make my rope bowl. But I like that one. That's a really good one. I like the 100% cotton part of it because I'm a cotton girl. I like to make my quilts 100% cotton, use cotton fabric, cotton batting, cotton thread, even on the long arms. So that's me. Plus you can dye the 100% cotton. The poly clothesline, because there's polyester clothesline you can use that comes already colored. You can't dye it. So if you don't care about that and you don't mind using polyester, you can certainly grab that. I've seen those on Amazon, the colored polyester clothesline. So if you want one already colored, or you don't have to dye it, you can use just this rope and you can wrap fabric around it. Or what I like to also do is use a variegated thread. So you can make your rope bowl with the natural colored clothesline and use variegated thread, and it makes it really super colorful and pretty. I've done that a lot, but this time I'm going to dye it. So we're going to see how that goes. I bought some RIT dye in a teal color, so I'm really excited to see how that goes. Okay, let's see who else is saying hi. Hope that gets some. You can tell Stephanie's concentrating and she's quiet. Yeah. Well, because I don't have the foot pedal attached to that machine, I was going a little bit slower and got quiet. Because I was using the start stop, so I didn't want to like run my finger over it. So yeah. Plus, I don't use that machine very often, so I'm not as used to it. Let's see. Those eggs are adorable. I definitely will make some. Thanks. You're welcome. I lost my sewing buddy. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lavina. Clothesline rope purchased. Amazon said it'll be delivered tomorrow. There you go. All right. All right. You're all set. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this fun and fast egg little project. Here's my eggs so far. I'm going to make 2 more for my family table. Like I said, next week we'll be sewing up the shamrock, which I will put all that on my blog tomorrow. So head on over to my blog. You might want to just save it in your favorites or something like that. Let me put that in the chat really quick again. so you guys can find that. And I'm also going to put my friend Steven is here, Steven Bland of Bland Designs and Idiot Quilter, and Russ, all their YouTube channels. Head on over there. And also Shannon. Don't forget that Shannon tomorrow is working on my rock candy pattern. She's going to start a sew along, which I'm super excited about. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll be laughing along with Steven at 4 p.m. live. He always has his live, and it's hilarious. I love going over there. And then later in the day, Russ will post his weekly vlog. Words are eluding me. Post his weekly vlog. So lots of fun things to go watch tomorrow. I hope you'll come over for rock candy. I'm really, really excited to see how that goes and see all of your fabrics. So until tomorrow, I will see you then. Bye. Thank you for sewing with me.